All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What is going on, YouTube? We're back with the third day of the 2023-24 NHL season. It's your guy, Nades. I'm back again, breaking down a little NHL quick hit. High-level overview again. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new. And these shows are brought to you by SHIPIT Nation. Let me just pop this up real quick on the screen. Head over to SHIPITNation.com. Get you access to all of our premium content, including the Thursday Night Football Showdown stuff tonight. Tambo, Hoop, and Title will be going live on the Mail Media Network this afternoon, breaking down that game. We'll have all of our premium content for each and every sport, including the NHL slate tonight. My slate plan, our NHL matchup sheet, which I'm going to showcase here in a second, and my core plays as well. Obviously, all the NFL stuff will be up. NBA shortly around the corner. PGA is back in the swing. MMA, you name it, we have it over here covered for you. You can get it in for as low as $19 a month. 5-day package there. Does not include the Discord, but gets you access behind the paywall. Gets you access to check out all of our premium content before making a decision, whether you want to sign up for a month, a 6-month, or a yearly package. Definitely give that a check. And like I said, I'm going to bring in real quick. I'm going to just jump over to my screen share here and show you what our little website looks like here real quick. Let me see if I can get this to work. Apologize. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the stuff we have available for NHL. Obviously, real quick, we do have the projections. So if I click projections here, it's going to pop up the projections for you. Obviously, bear with me. It's a little bit of loading time here. But obviously, you see all of our projections in here, including our ownership, points per dollar, the slate, little DraftKings and FanDuel obviously shows last projection update. Obviously, we do not have the projections loaded in here yet for today. Shows a core report. This is my core report from yesterday. Basically, gives you a brief overview, how to jump in, see who I'm kind of on for both FanDuel and DraftKings. The slate plan goes through my top 3 stacks up at the top, goes through some of the center plays that I'm high on, the wing plays, D-men, goalies. And then my favorite piece of the entire NHL content is the matchup sheet. Obviously, as you can see here, this is a little sneak peek of the games tonight. Goes through each and every game on the slate, tells you the money line, tells you the implied goal total, team totals for each, tells you the expected home and road splits, goals for, goals against, shots against, high danger chances, power play percentages, you name it, we have it over here. Explains everything over here. There will be a tutorial on this as well, how to read it. But basically, you match green with green. Green means go. Red means stop. You want to target green in NHL DFS. So wanted to definitely go ahead and pop that up for you guys just to give you a look at what we have for NHL content over here, including these free videos and all of our premium content over there. That's enough of that. Let's jump in. Let's get a high-level overview here of the slate from kind of a 10,000 feet overview. Not going to talk a ton of specifics on each game. Just try and keep this video to a little overview, give you guys a taste of the slate, and then definitely I'll have all my final thoughts up on the website later and in the Discord chat. Looking at the slate from an overall standpoint, Vegas Golden Knights, obviously the highest implied goal total right now on the slate, sitting right around 4.6. Followed closely by Dallas Stars there, 4.3. The Devils right around 4.3 as well. And then you got the Rangers and the Wild rounding out kind of the top 5 in terms of goal totals, all over 3.5 goals expected to score. That leaves the Blues, the Sharks, the Red Wings, and the Kraken down below 3 implied goals down at the bottom. We have Five of the 7 games have a 6.5 total. The other 2 games have a 6 implied goal total. Pretty heavy favorites. Obviously, the Devils minus 227 favorites right now as it stands at this time of the day. Vegas closely the Vegas, obviously the highest favorite on the slate, minus 241 there, facing those Sharks. So that's kind of the high level overview. Let's go ahead and talk game by game. First game we're going to go through here is the Phillies and the Blue Jackets that I have. Columbus at home here. Carter Hart making his start in net. Merzlikins supposed to start here for Columbus. I have zero interest in Merzlikins at the price point. I think Philly can win this game. I like Philly to win this game, but more interesting to note, these games between these two teams in the past have been pretty high scoring. 7 and 8 goals in their last season. And I think we see some goals in this one. If I did pick a goalie in this one, it would be Carter Hart. I just think Carter Hart at the $7,400 price point gives you a lot of upside in GPPs. I like typically spending down in terms of roster construction in NHL DFS at the goalie position. So I would choose Carter Hart, but overall in this one, I'm really looking at Philly too here. I like the matchup for Philadelphia too. I think they have a good matchup here. I think they can match up well with this top line here for Columbus. And I think Philly too is definitely my target point. One guy I wanted to bring out on Philadelphia line one is Bobby Brink. He does have a pretty good projection. I expect him to get a decent amount of ownership here. He is going to start tonight for Philly. He's just 5,600 on DraftKings. He's going to get ownership, but did want to throw that out. My interest, like I said, is actually on that second line with Morgan Frost, Owen Tippett, and Cam Atkinson. I think that line is definitely my preferred. The price points are nice. Owen Tippett has been a stud. He was a stud all season last year. He's just 6K flat, has very, very good success against Columbus. His last 2 games against Columbus, he has 4 goals in his last 2 games. He's 6K, going to skate on that top power play. Morgan Frost has a good price point. Cam Atkinson also has a good price point, sub 5K. I like that line stack quite a bit in GPPs here. I think they can score on Columbus, and I'm leaning to the Philly side. On the Columbus side here, 2 guys I want to throw out. Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau for Columbus. You can play this guy each and every single slate. Absolutely elite player, elite talent, very, very talented player. Patrick Laine has a pretty good price point. I don't have a ton of interest personally in him, but I do expect people to definitely go to him. Columbus, this game is basically a pick 'em in Vegas right now. Minus 108 for Columbus, minus 102 as it sits right now for Philly. But if I was going to anyone on Columbus, it would definitely be Johnny Gaudreau. But my favorite player actually on Columbus is Boone Jenner. I love Boone Jenner. I've always been a huge Boone Jenner guy. He's going to skate on that second line, going to get some second power play line or second power play work. And he's also got 4 goals in his last 2 games against Philly. So if you want a little mini game stack here, throw in Tippett, some more, maybe Morgan Frost, Cam Atkinson, run it back on the other side here with Boone Jenner as a one-off, or just Boone Jenner as a one-off at 5,500. Going to get power play time. He's smashed Philly in his past. He's a very, very talented center. I think he's an elite player. It definitely goes overlooked always. Nobody gives him the credit that he deserves. So I do like him quite a bit. And then, like I said, yeah, Carter Hart would be my preferred goalie in this one if I was going to a goalie. Next game we're going to look at here is the Rangers and Buffalo. Let me just pull it up real quick here. This one, Rangers, definitely the favorite in this one. Implied to score over 3.5 goals as it sits right now. Igor is going to be in net for the Rangers. He's 8K. I think he makes sense as a goalie. If I was spending up, I do like Igor. I think he's a very talented goalie. Has done very well against Buffalo in the past. That's typically something I like to look at as well. Some teams just have a goalie's number, or some players just have great success against the other side for whatever reason, especially if the sample is there. Igor at just 8K, up at the favorite. He's one of the cheapest goalies that is a favorite on the slate. So I do like Igor quite a bit up at the top. I think he makes definitely a great goalie play. My targets on the Rangers in this one is definitely going to be New York too. The Rangers second line is my preferred here. I think they draw a good matchup here against Buffalo. That top line for Buffalo is very, very offensive focused. I mean, they run up and down the line, run up and down the ice. Obviously, Tage Thompson there, Skinner, Alec Tuck. I mean, those guys can score with the best of them in the league, but they also give up a lot of goals here. So I do think the Rangers second line can definitely chase them around. They're going to be tasked with a tough matchup, obviously trying to slow them around. But that top line averaged over right around 3.5 goals against last season in that Tag Thompson line. So whoever gets them, I think it's going to be the Rangers second line. I do have interest in them, especially at these price points on this Rangers second line here. Chittle, 3,800, Lafreniere, 3K flat. And then my favorite play on the Rangers in general is Breadman, Artemi Panarin. 5,800 for him. He's a very, very good player. Very good price point there. He's definitely my favorite player by far. And then two other guys I do want to throw out that I think are underpriced on the Rangers side of the puck. Blake Wheeler, that's just a misprice for Blake Wheeler and his talent. 3K flat, that's just a joke. He's going to skate on that third line, going to get some second power play time as well. Could even possibly bump up to that first power play during the mid-game, how things are going. But 3K for him, that's too cheap. One-off value play there. I like him quite a bit. Draws a very good matchup here. Wings smashed Buffalo end of last season. So I think Blake Wheeler at just 3K. Nice value play there. And then another guy, Adam Fox. Adam Fox at 5,900. I mean, we're playing set over 7K, right around 7K last season for this guy. And he's 5,900, sub 6K here. Not the greatest matchup, but he's going to run point on that top power play. And looking at my matchup sheet, the Rangers have an amazing power play matchup here. Buffalo could not stop the penalty kill last year, sub 70% on the season at home. And now they face the third best away power play in the league last season in these Rangers. So love the Rangers second line for value pieces, and full stacking. I would definitely look at this top power play stack for the Rangers centered around Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin, and then you can throw in Mika there. Mika Zibanejad or Chris Kreider, power play specialist there for the Rangers. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. Definitely Rangers heavy in this one. I think Buffalo is outmatched in this one. You can play Buffalo one, take Thompson line each and every slate just because the upside tag had multiple hat tricks last season. Very elite center, but he's expensive. He's way up there in price point, and I would just rather lean to the Rangers power play in the matchup here when you got a team that has a sub 70% power play kill or penalty kill on the season last year. I think, again, the goalie as well, Igor, in this one, I definitely like. The next game, we have Detroit here and Jersey. Definitely a lopsided game here. Devils, second highest favorite on the slate, minus 277 or 227 here at home. Detroit, just not a great team. We got Vanacek in that for the Devils, highest priced goalie on the slate. It looks like really no interest in him. I just don't like paying all the way up at goalie personally. So I'm out on him. And then Husso in that 7,100 for Detroit. I have zero interest in him. I think Jersey smashes Detroit here. I don't like really anyone from Detroit at all outside of two defenders. Jake Wallman. I always been a Jake Wallman guy. I think they need him, especially if they're behind in the game. They need his offensive scoring. If they're winning games or if the close game, I don't like Jake Wallman because he doesn't play a lick of defense. He's literally just on there to score and his explosiveness on the ice. So him at 4,300, I definitely have some interest because I think Detroit chases this entire game. And then my other guy for Detroit would be Jeff Petrie. He's 4,600, going to skate on that second line, that second power play in terms of defense. And he's done very well, even in games like last season when they lost all three to Jersey, got beat up pretty good in the last two, and he was still pretty involved. Jeff Petrie, 4,600, kind of mid-tier D-man, I think makes some sense there. On the Devils side for me, Tyler Toffoli is one guy that stands out for me. He's definitely a cash staple. I mean, 3,600 top line, top power play. That's very cheap. That's way too cheap for him. He should be a staple in your cash lineups. Very good play in GPPs. Expect him to come with heavy ownership. But I love that top line. Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Tyler Toffoli. I think the Devils absolutely smash Detroit here. Devils implied to score over 4 goals, and I think it comes to fruition here. Detroit last year averaged right around 3.7 goals against on the road. Expected goals were up there. Didn't have the greatest penalty kill numbers, sitting sub 80% as well. Allowed the 4th most high danger chances in the league. So everything in this one points to Jersey smash. I don't love it a ton, but I do think Jersey is definitely an elite stack on this slate, and I expect Tyler Toffoli to come with a ton of ownership. If you want to get a little different, you can obviously throw in Nico Hischier as well, do a double center stack there, or just go to that second line in general with Nico Hischier, Timo Meier. Timo Meier, complete stud over in San Jose. Obviously, Jersey acquired him at the trade deadline last year. I think he's an elite option in this game as well. And Nico Hischier at 6,300, nice price point on him. And then Timo Meier, 6,600, nice price point on him. But definitely my interest resides mainly in New Jersey one. I'm a huge Jack Hughes guy. I think he's a complete stud. And I think he opens this season here with a bang against these Red Wings in this one. Next game we're going to look at here is the Kraken and the Predators. Nashville at home here. Nashville was slept on in their opener and got the job done. Obviously, Forsberg didn't get the job done, but definitely gave it more of a run than people gave them credit for against Tampa. Lost 5-3 in that one. It was Tuesday. Forsberg Tuesday was a thing. He got the job done again on Tuesday. His stats are absolutely absurd on Tuesdays. You can just click that guy's name every single Tuesday. It doesn't matter. If you go and look up his stats on a Tuesday, it absolutely morphs and dwarfs the rest of the weekdays that he's played. His career is basically made on Tuesday. It's crazy for whatever reason it says, but just the way it lays and the way it's played out in the past here. One guy I do want to throw out, Roman Josi, very, very hurtful game there. Played 25 minutes in his first game. He's going to play 25 to 20. He's going to play max minutes. He's going to average 24, 25 minutes a game. He only had 2 shots on goal, which is unlike him. Had a block. Only scored 4 DraftKings points in that first game. I mean, this guy's floor was like 15 DraftKings points last season. He's an elite D-man, number 1 D-man on the slate every single time he's on the slate. He's 7,800. I think it's a fine flop leg spot there. Again, not the greatest matchup against Seattle. Don't love spending up on Josi, but you can never go wrong with Josi. He can just absolutely dust the position anytime he's on the slate. So he's always got to be considered. And Forsberg. Forsberg played 20 minutes on Tuesday, did not score, but had 2 assists, 6 shots on goal. I think he finds one here. He's had great success against Seattle as well. Had a goal last game against Seattle last season. So I do like Forsberg again, 6,900, still a fair price point for him. If he's going to continue to shoot 5, 6, 7 times a game, he's going to be heavily involved in the offense. I think he definitely makes some sense. But I definitely like Seattle here. Seattle 1's my main target. Jared McCann, going right back to the well on him. He scored the goal, the lone goal against Vegas in the first game of the season for Seattle. I like going right back to him. He was a stud last year. Obviously, 5 shots on goal his first game this year with the goal scored. Played 16 minutes. I like going right back to that top line in Eberle, Jared McCann, and Matty Beniers. I like that line a lot here. I think they draw a good matchup with Nashville here. And then if I were to go anyone on Nashville outside of Forsberg or Josi, it'd be that Tommy Novak line, that second line for Nashville. Those price points are just cheap. Those guys are going to get up and play. But overall, I don't have a ton of interest in this game. It is a 6 total. I think it plays a little bit slower. Both these teams are pretty solid defensively overall. But I give the slight lean to the Kraken in this one, even with the Predators on home ice. I think both goalies are definitely in play here. 7,700, 7,800. Whoever you like more, you can definitely go with. Saros, I think, is the better goalie between the two, but I like Seattle to win the game. So I lean Grubauer a little bit over Saros here, but you can't go wrong with either of these goalies in a 6 total. I think both of them are definitely firmly in play for me. The next game, we have my favorite team, my team that I cheer for, obviously Wisconsin, being out of Wisconsin. Wisconsin doesn't have a hockey team. I can't cheer for the Blackhawks. I never can cheer for a Chicago team. It's hard to cheer for a Minnesota team, but in hockey, I make it work. I love the Wild power play here. Wild power play is my top stack of the night. I love the Wild in this one. Home opener here against the Panthers coming to town. I think the Wild power play can definitely smoke these guys tonight. Kirill the Thrill, one of the top plays on the entire slate. 8,100 is a discount. You can argue for him. Kirill Kaprizov at the wing. 8,100 top line, top power play. Skating with Ryan Hartman, Zuccarello on that top line. Give me Minnesota top power play all day. Matt Boldy, Joel Eriksson, I love him as well. Yeah, when he's at home, he's definitely tasked with shutting down that top line. So he's probably going to get the Chucky line, Matthew Tkachuk line for Florida, but he can definitely get the job done on the power play. He's had good success against these Panthers as well. So give me this top power play in Zuccarello, Eriksson Ek, Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy. And then you can throw in Kalen Addison, power play specialist. He's min price in terms of D-men. So there's a punt D-men, 2,500 for you. Skates full strength third line, but he centers that top power play. At least he's slated to center that top power play. I would definitely check the line rushes after the morning skate here to see if that stands true. But if at just 2,500 against a team in the Panthers last season that had a 74.5% power play kill or penalty kill and allowed the third most power plays in the league on the road, I think at just 2,500, if he picks up an assist, you're definitely swimming there because I expect the Wild power play to do very, very well in this game. On the flip side, two D-men I did want to throw out for Florida that I have interest in is Forsling. Forsling has a very nice price point here. 4K flat, skates in that top line, second power play. He's had pretty good success against Minnesota. Going to play 22 to probably 24 minutes. Get you that ice time, and that's what you're looking for with cheap D-men like a 4K D-man is if they're on the ice time leads to opportunities. That's all you want. And then the other guy, OLE, Oliver Ekman Larson, I think at 3,700, he's going to center that top power play up there, second line. I think he makes a great play at just 3,700. I would prefer him over Forsling personally, myself, with the salary discount and getting the top power play time. But I expect him to be heavily involved with Florida here. On the other side of the Florida, I really just don't like Florida much in this one. Minnesota at home, they're very tough. Eriksson Ek line is one of the best defensive lines in all of hockey. You'll hear me talk about it all season long. When they're at home, they can dictate the matchups and just going to make scoring tough for Florida. So I lean the Wild in this one. Wild slight home favorites here, minus 126. I think that stays true. I think the Wild power play is a smash spot here tonight. I don't expect them to get a ton of ownership either behind teams like Jersey, Dallas on the slate, the Rangers, the Knights. I think I'll pick up more ownership here than the Minnesota Wild will. 2 games left. Again, if you guys are new, haven't hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And in the comment section, drop some comments, what you like about these shows, what you want to see more of. If you have any questions, what some of your favorite stacks are, what your favorite thing about SHIPIT Nation is. If you are a member, we appreciate that. And if you are new to NHL DFS, if you have any questions, throw them in there. I'll try my best to go back in the comment section and look at some of those. Again, I appreciate all the support. First video had about 300 people watch it. So I appreciate all you that have tuned in and are going to be tuning in to these shows going forward. Again, if you have any questions, suggestions, hit me up in the Discord or drop them in the comment section here. This is a brand new, obviously, one-man booth here. So I have kind of free reins to talk about what I would like or what I want to talk about on these shows here. 2 games left. Next game we have St. Louis Blues heading into Dallas to face the Stars. Dallas minus 204, third largest favorite on the slate, second or third largest implied goal total on the slate here. St. Louis was a dumpster fire last year, but Jordan Binnington can always stand on his head and definitely win games single-handedly by himself as long as he's mentally checked into the game. He's 7,300. He could be a punt GPP goaltender. His last game against Dallas, he lost, but it was a 33 save loss, and he still posted 20 DraftKings points in a loss. And that's one thing that Dallas does is Dallas fires the puck, and that's what you want if you're going to play a goaltender that's a heavy dog like the Blues here. You really want that save bonus. If you get to that 35 save bonus on DraftKings in terms of your goalie, really doesn't matter what else they do because that's such a huge bonus. And the saves in general add up very, very quickly at the goaltender. Obviously, the win is not as important on DraftKings, whereas FanDuel, obviously the win definitely makes the most sense. So typically on FanDuel, I'll spend up more for high favorite goalies because I want that win. I want that 12 points. Whereas on DraftKings, I punt goalie a lot or pick these cheap goaltenders that on a team that I think has an outside chance to win, but is going to see a ton of shot volume is typically how I make my goaltenders. I think Jordan Binnington fits that build here tonight. Don't like them to win the game, but Dallas in spots like this, we've seen multiple times last year where they were heavy favorites, come out and lay an egg and get beat, still fire the puck a ton. And it felt like sometimes last season that Dallas would just fire the puck just to fire the puck and hope it would go in. So that leads to a lot of saves quick. But Don't have a ton of interest overall in Binnington. If I was, I think he's definitely fine at 7,300. Going to see shot volume. You can never talk anyone off of that. But outside of that, these Dallas price points, I don't love Dallas a ton here at these top line price points. Rupia Hintz, Robertson, Pav. Robertson, 8,200. Rupia Hintz, 8,300, I think is crazy. 7,100 for Joe Pav here. That's expensive because the Blues, even on the road, as bad as they were last season, I mean, they are allowed under 3 goals per game. Expected goals sitting right around 3 overall. Where they were bad is their penalty kills. So if Dallas can get on that power play, their top power play is very, very lethal with Rupia Hintz, Robertson, Joe Pav, and Miro Heiskanen, kind of the main 4 that you want to target on that top power play. I think those guys are definitely in play, but at their price points, they're very, very expensive. I think there's much better spots on the slate to target. So I'm actually going to be under on the Stars in this game. I think the Stars do pick up ownership. Again, 3rd highest implied goal total on the slate, 3rd highest favorite on the slate. And people are going to see the Blues plus 181 here. And I think people go to the Stars. Everybody always loves to play these Stars each and every night. I think I'm going to be under on them. If I went to the Stars, I would focus on the second line for the Dallas Stars here. I think they got nice price points. I like them a little bit better. I think they draw a better matchup as well. And that would be Wyatt Johnston, Dadonov, and Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn's also going to skate on that top power play. He's the cheapest guy on that top power play at 5,500. Him and Miro, 5,500, 5,600. That's a nice little correlation. If you want a piece of the other guys, hope to get, hey, Miro scores the goal and the other guys get the assist. And maybe Jamie Benn scores the goal, Miro gets an assist, right? And the other 8K guys, right, Robertson and Rupia Hintz aren't involved. You can definitely go that way. So give me Dallas too in this one, the cheaper Dallas guys. Kind of off that top line, Dallas overall in this game. I think the Blues and Binnington can slow them down a little bit here. Last game of the slate, we have to talk about it. It's the highest implied goal total on the slate in Vegas. Vegas is definitely going to be chalky in this one, I expect. But I think Vegas is in a great spot. I do like Vegas. I definitely like Vegas over the Stars if I had to pick between 2 offenses that are going to get ownership. And then the Devils are also going to get ownership. I think the Devils have the best matchup on the slate overall. That's why they're going to get ownership. I think it's good, pretty good chalk there for the Devils. They're just a great hockey team overall. Detroit's not a very good hockey team. Husso's not a good goaltender. Vegas would definitely be my second choice here. First game, they won 4-1 against Seattle. Seattle's a good hockey team, I think. Jack Eichel, sub 8K again. I think he's an elite play here again, even on the road. I mean, the Sharks last year at home allowed almost 4 goals per game in their 41 home games, 3.93 goals against. Expected goals was significantly lower than that, sitting right around 3, but still over 3 for expected goals. So I do think Vegas is definitely in play. They're going to get a lot of ownership here. It doesn't really matter to me. If you want to get a little bit different, go to Vegas 2 in this one. I think Vegas 2 definitely gets a little overlooked after Vegas 1 did a lot of the scoring in that first game against Seattle there. But Mark Stone at 6,200, I think is a nice price point. Chandler Stevenson, Paul Cotter, that line is definitely cheap. Shea Theodore at 5,800. He's had very, very, very good success against San Jose. He's probably one of my favorite Vegas plays at 5,800. Going to get second power play work as well. Chandler Stevenson had a good game, scored a goal in that first game, played 19 minutes. He's 5,400. I love him. So I actually like the second line quite a bit for Vegas. I typically like second lines more on the road. That fits the script here with Vegas. So give me Vegas 2. Obviously, you can play Jack Eichel. You can play the top line, Marchessault, Pichero there at D-men. But I actually lean that second line. I like Theo over Pietrangelo tonight here at D-men as well, especially at the discount. And that second line at the salary there, I think makes some sense. Really no Sharks interest at all for me. Personally on this one, I'm out on the Sharks. Logan Thompson at just 8,200 in net, I think makes some sense. But again, at goaltender, if I was spending up, my favorite, like I said, was going to be Igor at 8K flat. Would definitely be my favorite. That's all 7 games here. Again, real quick, just to round up my final thoughts, final stacks that I have interest in. Vegas, definitely like Vegas. I like the Rangers quite a bit, especially that top power play for the Rangers. Artemi Panarin, Adam Fox are definitely my 2 favorites in that one. Minnesota Wild, I think in GPPs is my favorite stack of the night, and mainly that power play. Kirill Kaprizov might be my favorite play on the entire slate, so I love him. And then I love Jersey as well. So kind of chalky for this slate, but I think there's ways to get different. There's always ways to get different in NHL DFS, just like there is in MLB DFS. It's a stacking game. If you go to some of these depth lines, these second, third line guys, one-offs on teams that are heavy dogs that are very, very involved, like last night. Chicago was expected to get absolutely stomped by Boston. They did get stomped, but I had a one-off in Connor Bedard. Very, very elite player. Went under own because of his price point in the matchup. Heavy dog. And he's a stud, complete stud. Scored his first goal of his career, NHL career last night. So that's one way to kind of middle your ownership a little bit in NHL DFS. Again, if you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, head over to SHIPITNation.com. You can find all of our content, premium content, my slate plan, my core plays, all of our other content, including our NFL Showdown content, my core plays, Tambo, title, hoops, slate plan, core plays, player pools, everything like that for the NFL Showdown show tonight. Mayo Media Network, they will be going live this afternoon, 1 p.m. Central Time, I believe, right here on the Mayo Media Network channel. If you're interested in that, but again, $19, you can get access to all of our premium content. Check it out before you do decide to sign up for a month, year, or 6-month package. NBA shortly around the corner. Again, NFL fully in swing. NHL just kicking off, obviously, third night here, and all the other sports as well. The cost is not just one sport. We're not going to raise the price when other sports start, like NBA. It's an all-in price, all for one. We think it's the best all-in rate in the industry, and definitely head over there and give us a look. But that's going to do it for this NHL quick hit. Again, if you guys have any suggestions, please hit me up in the Discord. Hit me up on Twitter at Nadesify. You see it right there in the name on the screen. But I appreciate y'all joining. Good luck today. Good luck tonight in your NHL contest, in your NFL contest. We'll catch you guys next time. Let's ship it.